Imagine driving through a busy, unfamiliar city. You need to make a crucial turn, but your map shows your car plowing through a field 6 miles away. Frustrated, you restart the app, but tomorrow the error jumps to 12 miles. Within a week, your phone thinks you are in a completely different state. This isn't just a simple software glitch. This is exactly what would happen to our GPS if engineers ignored a theory published by Albert Einstein. To understand why this happens, we have to look at how your phone actually finds you. It doesn't use cell towers or the internet for coordinates. Instead, your device listens to a constellation of satellites. These satellites are orbiting at a height of roughly 20,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface. The entire GPS system is built on the concept of timing. Each of these orbiting satellites carries a highly precise and incredibly expensive atomic clock. These satellites constantly beam radio signals down to your phone. These signals contain their exact location and the precise time the signal was originally sent. Because radio signals travel at the speed of light, your phone can calculate its distance from each satellite by measuring how long that signal took to arrive. When your phone gets a signal from one satellite, it knows it is somewhere on the surface of a massive sphere centered around that specific satellite. A signal from a second satellite narrows your position down to an overlapping circle. A third signal then reduces the possibilities to just 2 specific points. Finally, a signal from a fourth satellite locks in your exact location in 3-dimensional space, providing you with your latitude, longitude, and your current altitude. But here is the major catch. Light travels incredibly fast, about 300,000 kilometers per second. Even a microscopic error in timing completely ruins the complex math. A timing error of just 1 single microsecond, that is 1/millionth of a second, translates to a massive location error of 300 meters on the ground. Even smaller errors matter. A 1 nanosecond error results in a 1-foot mistake. To keep you on the road, those satellite clocks need to be absolutely perfect. And the clocks themselves are perfect. However, the environment they operate in is not. This is where Einstein's theory of relativity crashes into our modern technology. Relativity tells us that time is not an absolute constant. Instead, time bends and stretches depending on 2 main factors: your speed and the local gravity. First, let's look at speed. This is known as special relativity. GPS satellites orbit the Earth at blinding speeds of about 14,000 kilometers per hour. Einstein proved that if you move really fast, time actually slows down for you relative to someone who is standing still on the ground below. Because of this massive orbital velocity, the atomic clocks on the satellites actually tick slightly slower than the clocks we use here on Earth. In fact, due to speed alone, these satellite clocks lose about 7 microseconds every single day. But that is only the first half of the story. We also have to account for gravity, which is general relativity. The satellites are sitting high up in space, 20,000 kilometers away from the Earth's center. Up there, they only experience about 1/4 of the Earth's gravitational pull. Einstein showed that time moves faster when you are further from heavy gravity. So, because they are floating in much weaker gravity than we are, the satellite clocks actually speed up by about 45 microseconds every single day. Think about that balance. High speed slows the clock down by 7 microseconds, but the weak gravity speeds it back up by 45 microseconds. When you combine these two effects, you get a net offset. Every single day, the atomic clocks in space run 38 microseconds faster than Earth clocks. 38 millionths of a second. It sounds like absolutely nothing, but remember the speed of light. Without a fix, the error would be 10 kilometers daily. Day 1, you are 6 miles off. Day 2, 2 miles. It would render the entire multi-billion-dollar navigation system completely useless almost immediately. So, how do they fix it? Before launch, engineers deliberately detune the clocks, slowing the base frequency from 10.23 MHz to 10.2 to 999999543 MHz. They intentionally make the clock run slow on Earth, so that once it is in orbit, the effects of relativity speed it up to the correct time. Next time you use your phone to navigate, remember, you aren't just using satellites. You are using a practical application of Einstein's most mind-bending theories.